Good morning and welcome to my podcast. My name is Ella, and in this podcast, I will be sharing stories of strength, survival, and healing. Again, my name is Ella, and I am a domestic violence survivor. This podcast is dedicated to all women and men all around the world to empower them who have survived domestic violence, whether you are a survivor or an ally. You are in the right place. In today's podcast, I am going to be talking about healing, the steps to healing after trauma. If you have any stories of healing after trauma, after experiencing domestic violence, then I would like for you guys to chime in and just give your story of how you started the healing process after such an ordeal. The number one thing in the journey to healing from trauma, it involves acknowledging the trauma. You have to once acknowledge the trauma before you can heal with it. Acknowledge it, understand that it happened, accept that it happened, and then this the healing process. Most of the time after healing from trauma, especially domestic violence, it is very wise for you to get professional help because of the emotional abuse, the mental abuse, the psychological abuse. It is more hard to heal than a physical abuse because when you get hit, when you get striked, it's easy for that wound or that scar to heal. It's a more deeper healing when you are emotionally abused, or when you are psychological or mentally abused, because it's from within. So when something have to heal from within, it takes longer. A perfect example of healing from the inside out is that I know a lot of you guys probably had some type of surgery before, and the outside of the wound may look like it's healed, but it takes longer for that inside to heal. So the doctor always tell you be careful about lifting and pulling and pushing. It can trigger damage to the body. And so it takes longer to heal from the inside. The same thing with domestic violence or any type of abuse. You have to heal from the inside. You have to also make sure that you build a strong support system, whomever that may be. Sometimes it's not always family. Sometimes it's not always friends. But it can be a total stranger that supports you in your healing process. And sometimes it's better that you choose a total stranger as opposed of choosing a family or a friend. Because people that are close to you, they're not going to understand why you would endure such pain before you make the decision to leave. Thank you for sharing. But you don't understand it unless you actually have went through it. A lot of people say, why you stay? Thank you for sharing. Appreciate it. A lot of people say, why do you stay if someone is mentally, physically, emotionally, sexually abusing you, psychologically abusing you? Why do you stay? Well, you on the outside looking in would never see the whole story of what that person have endured. So it's easy for you to say, why stay? Practice self-care and develop coping mechanism when you're trying to heal, because you're always going to get those triggers. I, for one, can tell you it because I have survived it. I was in a 20-year domestic violent relationship, marriage. Some of the most cruel behaviors was done to me. Anything that you can even say, imagine. If it's abuse, I endured it. And so I'm still in the healing process, even after 20 some years, because psychologically, I'm always defending myself. I always find that I have to defend myself. I have to protect myself. And I also have to protect others. A lot of times it's small things that triggers me to put up a defense for myself and for others. Because at one time, I couldn't defend myself. At one time, I was not able to speak. I was speechless. I couldn't speak. And so now that I have a voice, I'm going to be the voice of me, and I'm going to be the voice of you all out there that don't have a voice. And so this is the reason why doing these podcasts is so very important to me. But most of all, it's super important that you guys share this type of information, because it can save a life. I didn't have this when I was going through it. All I had was a prayer. And it works. Sometimes it takes longer, but it works. I didn't have the knowledge that I have now, so that's the reason why I am freely giving it to you guys. All I ask is that you share this live to your family and your friends. It is crucial that you remember that healing takes time. It takes a lot of time. You're not going to heal in a day. You're not going to heal in a week. You're not going to heal in a month. You're not going to heal in 6 months. You're not going to heal in years. And you may not totally heal. You may not totally heal. You may have to deal with some traumas for the rest of your life. But it gets easier. It gets easier. Self-care is the best way that you can heal. Is to love yourself. And I mean love yourself from the depths of within. And when you love yourself, you would never allow someone to take advantage of you. You would never allow no one to disrespect you. You would never allow no one to abuse you, because you're always protecting yourself. It's essential to be patient with yourself as well. You have to have a lot of patience with yourself. Little things can trigger emotions. And I'm going to give you a true story, because I have developed a little bit of anger issues. I'm not going to lie. Maybe not a little bit. Quite a lot from the trauma that I went through. And sometimes it's like an outburst where it's not controlled. But once I realize it, I try to control it. So one morning, I was fixing coffee. And I like my coffee to be cold sometime. So I set my coffee in the freezer, made my breakfast, and when I opened up the freezer, I noticed that the coffee was spilled over in the freezer. Oh my goodness, guys. When I tell you, I was just cussing up a storm. And it was nobody in the house. I was cussing this cup for spilling in the freezer. It was an automatic thing because sometimes I can't control my outbursts. I can't. I try. And something said to me, calm down, Ella. Calm down. It's only coffee. Simply take the stuff out of the freezer, clean it up, and make yourself another coffee. Because see, sometimes you got to talk to yourself. It may sound like it's crazy, but it's not crazy. It's sane, okay? Sometimes you just got to talk to yourself to calm yourself down. And so I said to myself, Ella, take the stuff out of the freezer, clean it up, and if you want, you have more coffee, make yourself another cup of coffee. It's not that serious. And the moment I started to talk to myself, I started feeling better. I started feeling better. And that's what I did. This time I didn't put it in the freezer. I just drank it hot. But I cleaned up the freezer. I made myself another cup of coffee. But it was just the outbursts that I've done. And I do often, sometime, because I get annoyed very, very quickly. And again, you have to have patience with yourself as well as others. Because if you don't have patience with yourself, then you're not going to have patience with others. I have a very quick temper. And the littlest thing sometimes could annoy me. My husband tells me it. My children tells me it. They be like, Mom, it's not that serious. But they don't understand the things that triggered me because of my trauma. Only I understand that. But once they pull it to my attention, I try to calm down. I try to calm down. And so, you know, these are just some little nuggets that I just want to give you guys. Be patient with yourself while healing from any trauma. Okay, from any trauma, you have to be patient with yourself. Acknowledge and validate your trauma. Realize the impact that it took on you, that it had or has affected your life. And just tell yourself it's okay to feel that way. To realize that the trauma that took place in your life has an effect on your life now. Accept it. Don't fight against it, because when you fight against it, you lose. You have to acknowledge it, and you have to be okay with it and feel it. Because when you try to hold it down and hold it back, it's only causing more trauma to you. So you have to realize it, accept it, and make sure that you validate your feelings. Okay? Sometimes your feelings is not always a fact, but it's your feelings. And sometimes people may not understand your feelings, but it's your feelings. Validate your feelings. Don't dismiss or minimize your emotions. Keep it under control, but do not minimize it. Accept that feeling or that experience of trauma because it is normal. after any type of abuse. It is normal to feel certain ways. So validate it. Those are your feelings. No one can feel what you feel because no one went through what you went through. I need you guys to share this. Share this live to your family and your friends. Be patient with yourself. Validate your feelings. And make sure that you get professional help. Find a therapist that you can actually talk to. That was one of the things that helped me so much in my healing process. Me trying to deal with it all myself, it just caused me more emotions and more trauma. And so I had to seek out someone that I can talk to. Because when you go to therapy, or if you see a psychiatrist, some people don't want to see a psychiatrist because the first thing that they think, I got to see a psychiatrist, I'm crazy. You're not. Validate your feelings. You're not crazy. Validate your feelings and deal with it. Okay? You're crazy for not getting help. That's the crazy part. When you need help and you don't get help, that's the crazy part. Okay? I've seen a psychiatrist, and one of the things that helped me by seeing a psychiatrist is really getting to the depths of my feelings and understanding me, because they don't tell you nothing, but they ask you everything. They don't judge. It's a judge-free zone. Whenever you go to therapy and whenever you see a psychiatrist, they do not judge you. Now, your family may judge you, your friends may judge you, but they never judge you. And that's the difference of getting professional help. Your family may say, oh, you stupid for staying in it for so long. If he or she was doing this to you, then why didn't you leave? Something is wrong with you, this or that or that or this. Because they don't understand, because they never went through it before. Being in an abusive relationship or of any sort, not just in romantic, it has a strong hold on you. And it is very hard to get out, especially depending on how long you've been in it. It is extremely hard because these people are very manipulative. These people are narcissists. These people will gaslight you. These people will lie to you. These people will have you losing your sense. They will make you think that everything that's done wrong, you're the one. You're the bad one. They are big time manipulative people. They will have you questioning your sanity and your judgment. And you don't need to. But that's how good they are. While you're thinking of ways, and you're laying in your bed thinking of ways to get out of that situation, they're thinking of ways to keep you in it. That's how twisted their minds are. That's how evil their spirit is. And they're not bad people. Don't get me wrong. They're not bad people. They need help. Because for you to try to control and have power over someone, that's something wrong in itself. For you to have to feel like you want to control or you want to have power over someone, that's a problem in itself. And people are out there that's like that. They thrive on controlling someone else's life. They get off on manipulating people and lying to people. Y'all not hearing me on today. A therapist or specialized person They specializes in trauma. They can provide for you guidance, support, evictions, evidence of whatever happened to you, housing. They provide a lot of different things for you. That's why it's so important that you go through the process of seeking out a professional therapist. My therapist was able to get me a divorce without paying. I didn't have to pay a penny, nothing. Well, divorces can be very expensive. I didn't want nothing. I just wanted out. He didn't have nothing for me to want anyway. But even if he did have something, I was willing to start off with my children with nothing. That's how bad I wanted out of that relationship, out of that marriage. So when we went through the divorce procedures, she asked me, was I fighting against anything? I said, no, not even child support, nothing. Just get this man out of my life. I don't need him no more. I don't want him no more. Just get him out. That's it. It was much more easier to that. But don't think that it's going to be easy, because a person like that, they're not trying to let you go, because they lose power and control. So when I went through the divorce procedures, he wouldn't sign the divorce papers. So it took a little bit longer for the procedures to go through. But because I was a domestic violence case, they granted me my divorce. Okay, without his signature, because he won't sign the divorce papers. Unconsent divorce. You can get a unconsent divorce if you are in a domestic violent situation. Okay, you can get a unconsent divorce if you are in a domestic violent situation. I just wanted my kids, and I wanted out. I didn't want no child support. I didn't want anything. I started from scratch on my own. And sometimes that's what you have to do. You have to just start on your own and leave everything behind. Another thing that you should do is build a strong supporting system. That could be share your experience with a trusted friend. And I do say trusted, because not all people are trusted. A trusted friend or family member. Make sure that they're trusted. Make sure that they're not just going to go out there and gossip about your situation. Make sure that they're going to be there to support you. Generally supporting you. Because you don't need no more drama. Okay? And make sure that they're there to support you emotionally. That's the only support that you really need from them. If you need to talk to them, make sure that they're available to talk to you, and they're not just going to gossip about you. You know who they are. And just because they're your family members, or they may be your close friends, doesn't mean that they're there to support you. Because some people love drama. Okay? There's a lot of people that love drama. Okay, practice self-care. Get enough rest. It's very critical to your healing. As sleep is critical for you to heal, you also have to incorporate other things like exercise. Exercise is a good distressor. Getting some type of exercise in your daily regimen is a healer. Eat healthy, right? Nourishing your body can support your overall well-being. Okay? I'm 55 years old. If I show you a picture of me when I was in my 20s and 30s, I look older than I was now. My face was discolorated. I had black spots under my eyes. I was breaking out with with pimples and rashes, and stress is a killer. It's a silent killer when you're under stress. And I look at myself now and I feel so energetic and I feel so good. And I look back at these pictures and I'm like, wow, I look better than I did when I was in my 20s and my 30s. And I'm 55 years old. And it's because my life is so peaceful. Not to say that I don't have no worries, but I don't let nothing worry me. I take everything in prayer. And I practice positivity. Because positive vibes bring positive results. Good energy is transferable. If you practice it, it's going to be implemented in your life. Even when I get bad news, I take the news and I don't let it consume my brain. I hear it, I feel it, and I just pray on it. I'm not going to let nothing negative consume me anymore. Nothing. Whenever you practice a good energy, it helps so much with your everyday life. Exercising is so very important because it can help release tension, and it can also help with improving your moods. If you're sad, exercise. If you are, you had a fight, exercise. If you are happy, exercise. Anytime you have any type of feeling, exercise. Sometimes me and my husband get into it. The first thing that I do is I get dressed and I hit the gym. And I release that tension. So when I come back, I'm like a new person. He be talking and I don't even be hearing him unless it's something positive. Practice it. Practice yoga. Practice breathing. It really helps with your mood, with the tension in your body. Mindful thinking. Just sit down and close your eyes and just listen to your breaths for at least about 5 minutes every day. That's what I do every single day. I find somewhere in my day to just practice mindfulness. Go in a quiet place. You deserve it. 5 minutes and just sit down and practice mindfulness. Meditation, deep breathing, and other techniques can help your nervous system. Developing healthy coping mechanism. Journals, writing everything down. Your thoughts, your feelings can be a powerful way to process your trauma. Creative expressions. Engage in activities like painting, music, dancing, crochet, knitting, dancing. Whatever it is that you like doing, just do it. Just do it, whatever it is. Cooking, cleaning, whatever makes you feel good, do it. This makes me feel so good every day coming up here and showing up for you guys. Every day that I come up here and do a live podcast, it makes me feel so happy and so peaceful. Because not only am I giving, but I'm receiving back. The beautiful messages that you guys send me, the energy that you guys send me, the hearts. When I see hearts up on that screen, it makes me feel so good. It makes me feel like I'm making a difference in this world, That I feel loved, that I feel respected, that I feel honored to be coming up here and just sharing a little part of my life with you guys. Even though it may not be it may not be nothing good, but something good came out of it. And so I feel good coming up here every day. I look forward to doing these lives with you guys every day. It makes me feel good, and it's healing me. My therapist said I am healing every time I come up here and I tell my story to you guys, and I'm helping someone else. It's a healing process for me. So she told me to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm healing myself as well as healing someone else out there, as well as saving someone else out there. Learning coping mechanism skills is so very important. Develop strategies for managing triggers. Like I said, I get triggers all the time, and I'm still working on that. That is very difficult. That is one of the things that are very, very difficult for me, is to learn coping skills and managing my triggers, because I have a lot of triggers. And regulating your emotions, such as grounding techniques or mindfulness. Like I would sometimes just take a breather. If I get too upset or too riled up or too triggered, I would just sit down and I would just take a breather, or I would walk away from the situation. Okay? Be patient and be kind with yourself. Be easy on yourself. Okay? Remember that the healing process, okay, it is a healing process, and setbacks are normal. It is normal. So don't beat yourself up about it. Be patient with yourself. Avoid isolation. A lot of time people feel like when they have to heal, they have to isolate themselves. Well, if it's someone that's getting on your nerves or someone that's causing you stress, naturally you have to isolate yourself, right, from those things. But don't go into full-blown isolation, because that can put you in a setback, and that can make you fall into a depression, right? Do not isolate yourself totally. Now, like I said, if it's someone that's triggering you, they're getting on your nerve, they're causing you stress, yes, isolate them. But don't isolate yourself from everybody. Connecting with others can prevent feeling a sense of loneliness and isolation. Reach out for help. Do not hesitate to seek support from real family, friends, and professionals. Real family and friends and professionals. Not someone that you're going to tell your story to and then they're going to get on the phone and gossip about you. You don't need that. You need somebody to support you. You need somebody to be there for you. And you need that unconditional love. Okay, guys? So I hope that this podcast was helpful for you guys. If it was, make sure that you put in the message. Make sure that you share it, most of all, with your family and friends. I want to take this time to thank you guys for spending this time with me. If you found this episode helpful, please, and I do say please, make sure that you leave a review or leave a message and share it with someone who might need it, because your voice can help others find hope. Okay? And again, guys, I thank you for joining me today. Much love to you. If you are going through anything, make sure that you get the support and the help that you need. I am just a click away. You can reach me via social media, and I would definitely get back to you if you are in a situation. Okay? We can talk. We can engage. And I can also find a way for you to get professional help and for you to get out. Because sharing information is caring. We have to love each other. as though we love our close-knit family. We have to love everyone and support each other. It's very critical that you support people that don't have support. And that's why I do what I do. Again, guys, thank you for joining me on today. And make sure that you share this to your family and your friends. Until next time, guys, peace.